probably fifth or sixth grade, there was a substitute teacher in one of my classes. And one day she had a wad of money in her hand. And of course, a little kid sees that and you're very intrigued as to, what do you do? I want to grow up and be just like you to have so much money. And she said, I'm a tax accountant.
Thank you so much for the interview today. First and foremost, can you please just introduce a little bit about yourself?
Sure. My name is Jessica McLean. I am currently the Chief Financial Officer for the Girl Scouts Council of the nation's capital. Prior to that, I spent about 11 years in public accounting as an auditor. I am a true auditor through and through, and enjoyed my time doing that. That's me. I'm very involved with the profession. I sit on the AICPA Foundation Board. I'm a member of the Maryland Association of CPAs Foundation, the Greater Washington Society of CPAs Board, and many other things.
Thank you so much. And I'm just curious, at the very beginning, why did you choose the accounting career?
Wow, let's see. So it started for me when I was probably fifth or sixth grade. There was a substitute teacher in one of my classes. And one day she had a wad of money in her hand. And of course, a little kid sees that and you're very intrigued as to, what do you do? I want to grow up and be just like you to have so much money. And she said, I'm a tax accountant. And I knew from that moment I was hooked on the accounting profession. I actually started my major in graduate school, undergrad at Towson was accounting. But about a year into it, I actually changed my major to business and didn't want to do accounting. At that time, and many others have this misperception as well, is that accountants are boring. They only do bookkeeping and only do taxes. And I was just like, that is just boring. That's not exciting. That's not fun. And I changed my major to business administration. And then I graduated from Towson. And when I went to work for the federal government at the time, there was a lady there who was a CPA herself and started to tell me about the accounting profession beyond tax accountant and bookkeeping. And she said, have you ever heard about auditing? I had never really heard of it. I think I took a class, I may have heard about it early on at Towson, but didn't know much about it. And, I talked to her about it and she said, I think you would really enjoy doing that kind of work. So literally 6 months after starting to work for the federal government, I quit and went to graduate school full time at George Washington to get my master's degree in accounting. And then from there, and we'll talk about it more later as well, I then went to work for KPMG and that was it.
Wow. What an interesting start in your career. Changing major and then start a job and then changing back to accounting.
It pulled me back in, Rosie. It pulled me back in.
So when you decide that you want to go back to graduate school and then study accounting, at that time, do you know that you want to be a CPA or you just want to do accounting?
Oh, gosh. I think I wanted to be a CPA. As I mentioned, the coworker at the time was a CPA herself. And so that opened the door to not just understanding the career opportunities outside of, again, the bookkeeping and tax accounting that many think or associate with our profession. But she's the one that said, this is a great profession and there's other work to do. But even she planted that seed in my head about being a CPA. And so even throughout graduate school, I knew it was something I was going to do when I graduated.